Hey, what's up, you guys? So, thanks a lot for all the subscription and the sharing and the commenting and the criticisms that came along. We are really, really thankful and grateful to everyone who watched our videos. And yeah, so a big shout out to you guys. Now, as you can see by the title of the video, today we're basically going to discuss some tips and tricks to smash the boards, and hopefully they'll help you out procrastinate further.
So, right, before we get all subject specific on you, I think we should just give you some generic tips which should help you regardless of the subject that you're studying. So, be it like commerce, humanities, or science, you should be able to use these tips to make your study methods more efficient. So, the number one tip that I can give to you guys is to divide your long study sessions into smaller chunks of 25 to 30 minutes, and interspersed between these periods should be like breaks of say 5 minutes, which you can time onto your phone or whatever set alarms for. And in these breaks you should try and do something recreational, like if you want to dance, then go ahead and do that, or if you want to sing or whatever it is that you want to do, just do that. But I would say in like avoid watching TV or checking your social media, because we all know that's one slippery hole, and that was just an innuendo. But anyway, so yeah, also don't do drugs in those 5 minutes, because
Drugs, alcohol,
they're bad.
Nutella.
No
Stay off them.
Nutella, no Nutella.
It's like a vicious cycle.
Secondly, I think you should give yourself tangible rewards. Do something that provides you with immediate satisfaction. And that just sounds really wrong, but what I actually
She
mean
means
to
popcorn,
say,
bro.
yeah, like popcorn, like going out for coffee with friends, or just meeting people up, or just like basically doing stuff that will help you, which is like directly like in front of you and which can keep you motivated throughout. Yeah, so tangible rewards will keep you on your toes, and you will be motivated to study. And also, the moral of the story basically is that you should stream episodes of your favorite show and just keep them there, so that you know in your heart that someone is there for you, waiting at the end of the finish line. And Ted Mosby is going to like guide you through your heartbreak over algebra.
Algebra? Oh,
algebra hota hai, theek hai na?
Oh, I forgot it existed. I took
Yeah.
humanities. Anyway.
So the third tip would have to be to have a dedicated study environment, and this includes general stuff like just having a well-lit room, studying at a desk, as well as having the right temperature while you're studying. It shouldn't be too warm that you feel like napping, or too cold that you're basically like freezing your ass off without like a sweater or whatever. So that's one part of it. The second would have to be that like have a specific area where you only study. For instance, when we repeatedly do certain tasks at some places, our brain automatically becomes conditioned to responding to those locations in that manner. So for instance, if you come into the bedroom, you'll automatically feel like taking a nap or just chilling for a while. So as opposed to this, if you study at say the dining table or wherever it is that you're comfortable, if you keep on studying at that place regularly and at the same point, then you will definitely benefit from this, and you will find that you become more inclined to study at that time of the day and at that particular place. Right, so another tip would be telling you to study with friends or just people in general who might not even have the same subjects as you. So, yeah, the number one advantage of this would definitely be the fact that you're least likely to get bored in such situations. And also, your friends might have some queries which you are also exposed to. So then you gather new information, and you, when they clarify their own doubts, you also in the process learn something new, or old information gets reiterated. Right, so the fourth generic tip would have to be pertaining to the subject of English, which majority of our viewers are likely to have in their curriculum, and it will be included in the aggregate or the best of four. So that's why I would like to advise everyone, first of all, to stay at it and not to take English very lightly, and just
It's what we did, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm referring to here.
Learn from our
Cautionary tales.
mistakes.
Yeah. So there's that. And also, while you're writing your answers itself, pick up points which are highly relatable from the text itself, which are very explicit, and put them in your answers, and make sure to highlight them so that the checker...
Like you can literally quote the text.
Yeah, literally quote the text, and that's okay with them. That's in fact like a...
Encouraged.
That's encouraged by them.
Yeah.
And another thing would have to be to pay attention to the word limit, because you don't want to miss out on any of the questions because of the fact that you've written too much in a previous answer. Not only are you losing the marks that you left, but the examiner might not appreciate the fact that you wrote too much. So yeah, there's definitely that. And also stick to the formats when it comes to writing skills, because they tend to go haywire.
And also you get like half marks.
Yeah, a lot of the marks are for the format also. So yeah,
just learning the format will give you some marks.
As far as the generic tips go, the last one would have to be to eat a lot of delicious food, which will keep you going and will act as a positive reinforcer. And also just remaining active by just doing some exercise, hopefully regularly. What you should do is you should just like say go out for a jog or go out for a walk, or if you're comfortable that way, you can even walk around and study if you're trying to remember some factual information. So I think if you stay at it and you keep active, then you'll definitely benefit from that as well.
Okay, so Kalyani just covered the generic tips, and since Kalyani and I are from humanities, we've decided to also have like a specific section for the humanities students. And in case you want us to like do one on commerce and science, please let us know in the comments below so that we can contact our friends and make a video for you guys. So as far as humanities is concerned, I just want you guys to like, first of all, take a deep breath and chill out. Okay, so in order to chill out and study well and to ensure that you score well, you need to make sure that you realize that you've already done the syllabus a couple of times. Now you've done it for the pre-boards, you've done it for the internals. And even if you think that you haven't done it properly, you have something in your head. So it's not like you have to start from the very beginning. So, and even if you need to do that, which is not the case, you need to realize that a really good trick to score well in the exams is to study smart. Now, studying smart can be like, it's a very dynamic concept. So, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you are in touch with question papers. Question papers not only tell you the kind of styles of questions that will come and, expose you to the kind of questions you should be ready for, but will also help you in, first of all, being ready with answers that you could just like reproduce during the exams. That'll help you deal with the time. And if you have a time issue, I definitely recommend you to practice a couple before the exam. Apart from that, starting with the question papers will also help you in studying selectively what's more important. It's like looking at the questions before reading the passage in like an unseen comprehension in the English exam, which will make the task a lot easier. So that you can dodge all the cross questioning that takes place.
Like a boss.
Also take help from your teachers to see if you're in touch with the change in formats, because CBSE does throw in a little bit of surprises every year, and staying in touch with that will help you in sort of dealing with the question papers. Also, if you have a brain, you'll be able to do it really easily. You don't have to as such, stay in touch with changes, because the changes aren't going to be very radical, and even if they are, you'll be able to do it because CBSE is really, really easy. So yeah. Now, studying smart also involves dividing the syllabus into facts and concepts, and this is especially in the case of humanities. So facts will be very superfluous and like data based, and concepts will be stuff that requires more understanding. Okay, so as far as the concepts are concerned, you're already done with most of the syllabus because you've done it for the pre-boards and stuff. So now, looking into the details and the facts and all of that, I suggest that you make like a list of like the important dates and the names and the profiles of like the leaders and stuff that you need to look into. Now, I remember in the second chapter of Pol Science or something, we had like a lot of leaders, and like even along the whole book, we had like these boxes that we needed to like pay attention to. So what you can do is you can take out the details and the facts from that and like write it down on a separate sheet of paper and stick it somewhere that's accessible to you at all times. So when you're like walking around or you're sitting around, you can just like look at it. And I suggest that you get back to it towards the end of your preparation. So you should do it like a night before the exam or in the morning. That's what I did. So look at the major chunk of the syllabus first, tackle that, and then get into the details. Now, as far as the maps are concerned, what I did was that I made like a list of all the maps, of all the locations that were coming, and then I marked them on separate maps and stapled all the maps together and kept them aside. Now, what you could do is that you could study the maps alongside your syllabus, which will make your studying more effective. And the simultaneous studying will also tell you the relevance of the location or whatever you marked. What you need to pay attention to is also like the practicals, because the practicals hold a lot of marks for the final score. You need to make sure that you crack them. The first thing you need to do is that you need to make sure that your files are immaculate, make sure that they're neat and organized and they're updated, because the examiner is not going to really look at the content, they're actually just going to see if everything's there in place. So make sure that's done. Second, just make sure that apart from the files, you're also like thorough with what the content is, because in the Viva, she will ask you stuff that's related to the file. So remember the full forms of the tests, remember the authors of the tests, remember why the test is called a certain thing. So in psychology, we had Raven's progressive matrices, standard progressive matrices. So we were asked why it's called standard progressive matrices, and we had to explain why the name was given. So you have to remember and learn the basic explanation of the tests. That's about it for the practicals, and for most of the details, we have like a list here, so we don't miss out. So efficient. We care about your boards more than you.
Yep. Basically.
So, yeah, I think I've covered most of the points. Yeah, finally, you guys just need to be like confident. Just chill out.
Yeah, go for like a movie for God's sake.
Go for a movie, man. Go for a movie.
Chill.
Finish like the major part of the syllabus, then go for a movie. Watch Sherlock. Sherlock is coming on the 1st of January. We're so lame. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed our video. We really hope that this is helpful, because we don't have anyone to like.
I know, exactly. I would have actually watched this video if I was going to.
Yeah, and I would have liked and shared and subscribed as well. So you better do that, you little. Please let us know if you need more help with the boards, or if you want any other specific tips. If you're from science and commerce, or even from humanities, let us know in the comments below, and we'll make more specific videos. If you want us to go over chapters as well,
it'll be highly tedious, but we'll do it for you.
We'll do it. We don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
And trust us when we say this, that you guys really need to chill out. And seriously, we were also told about how the boards were really hyped, but like we didn't really feel it. We were just like, ye to bolenge, na to de diya exam. But it's actually really hyped, and you can just chill the hell out. Just chill the hell out.
Peace out.
Peace out.